Hi everyone, welcome to our practice today. As you can see, we're going to start with the wall behind us. So gathering all of your yoga stuff, hit pause if you need to, and let's come and meet at the front of the mat. Feet the width of the mat, legs firm, lift the chest, inhale the arms up, bending the arms, taking hold of the elbows, pulling them back, feeling the armpit chest open. And with an exhalation coming to hanging Uttanasana. Exhale into both of the feet and into both of the heels, pressing down. Look at the kneecaps and make sure that they're gripping upwards as you press down through the feet and the heels. Keep pulling with the elbow tips towards the earth. And then releasing, placing the hands on the mat and stepping back to Adho Mukha Svanasana with the heels lifted and the knees bent. Draw the femurs into the hip sockets and stretch the arms, pushing ourselves away from the heels of the hands. And then with an exhale, straighten the legs, keeping the femurs integrated into the hip sockets. Re-stretch the arms, re-stretch the legs. And now bending the knees, looking forward, and just dropping and coming onto the knees, widening the feet apart, pulling the calves back and out, Virasana. Coming back to Supta Virasana, tilting the pelvis on our way down. Bring the arms up, bend the elbows, hold onto the elbows. Send the exhalation to both of the front thighs, pressing the quadricep muscle down to the bone, ironing it down, densifying the bone towards the earth. And then releasing the hands, making our way back up. Lifting the buttocks, moving them back. Virasana, lift the chest. And then widen the knees apart and come forward to Yoga Nidra. With the exhale, push back from the fingertips so that the hips are moving back, the groins are deepening. And then lifting ourselves back up, spreading our hands on the mat, Adho Mukha Svanasana, knees bent, heels lifted, buttocks lifting, stretch the arms, integrate the femur bones. And with an exhale, straighten the legs. Walking forward, feet to the width of the mat, hanging Uttanasana. Feel how the sensitivity of the feet has changed, how we can inhabit them more, feel more our tendencies, and equalize the pressure between both feet. And then placing the hands back on the mat, spreading the fingers widely. Adho Mukha Svanasana, knees bent, heels lifted. And with an exhale, straighten the legs. Push the shins back, push the front thighs back. Feel the weight of the pose moving back. And then looking up, bending the knees and coming forward, Virasana. Lifting the chest and Supta Virasana. Moving the buttocks towards the knees. Bringing the arms up, holding onto the elbows and bringing them back. Each exhale, densifying the front thighs towards the earth. And each inhale, lengthening the front spine and lifting the side ribs off the lungs. Pulling the elbow tips back towards the wall behind, helping that length. And then bringing the hands back to the feet, making our way up. Freeing the buttocks, Virasana. Widening the knees apart, Yoga Mudrasana Virasana. Coming in with the exhalation. Keep lifting the forearms, broadening the shoulders. And then rising back up, spreading the palms, the fingers to the mat. Adho Mukha Svanasana, knees bent, heels lifted. Stretch the arms and press the shoulder blades into the upper back. Feel the armpit area opening. Integrate the femur bones, and now with an exhalation, keeping that integration, straighten the legs completely and push the shins back, push the front thighs back. And now walking forward, feet the width of the mat, Padmasana. Grip the knees, grip the thighs, and pulling ourselves into Padmasana. The inner groins rolling towards the wall behind us. The kneecaps gripping, the thighs gripping, the femur bones firmly being sucked into the hips. And then looking up. Hands to the hips, press into the feet. And rising back up, chest lifting. Hands stepping the feet together. Tadasana. Okay, making sure our Tadasana is at the front of the mat. Hands to the hips, elbows back. We're coming to Utkatasana. Bending, pressing the hips back, lifting the chest. Make sure the heels are firm and the inner knees are pressed against each other. And now extending the arms up, finding full Utkatasana. Lift the belly button. Sink down lower and lower and lower. And then exhaling forward, straightening the legs, sucking the femur bones in, Uttanasana. Stepping back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And forward, Chaturanga Padmasana. Urdhva Mukha. Press into the tops of all 10 toes. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Stepping the right leg forward to a nice wide lunge. The back heel is lifted. And then from here coming up, Virasana 1. Keep using the arms to help stretch the front spine more and more. And then exhaling forward, Chaturanga. And Urdhva Mukha. Spending a few breaths here. Adho Mukha. Press the shins back, press the front thighs back. And now left leg forward. Back heel is lifted. Coming up. And Virabhadasana. Squeeze the back inner knee tightly. Lift the arms up. And exhaling forward, Chaturanga. Urdhva Mukha. Roll those front shoulders back. Press into the feet. Lift the sternum plate. And Adho Mukha Svanasana. And walking forward, feet to the width of the mat. Virasana. Grip the knees and thighs up. Inhale, look up. And exhaling, pulling ourselves forward. Let the head hang completely. Even, smooth breath. And then releasing the hands. Hands to the hips, pressing through the feet, lifting up. And stepping the feet together. Tadasana. Alright, taking a strap, coming to the floor. Supta Padmasana on each side. Or Ardha Supta Padmasana if full pose is not available. Being right at the front of our mats. Bringing the right leg in first. And then the left. And tying ourselves in. So if you're in half Padmasana, you just want to ensure when you put the strap on that that bottom foot is included in the strap. Okay, lying down, Supta Padmasana. Lifting the arms up, crossing the thumbs, and stretching the arms back behind. With the exhale, densify the thighs towards the earth. Over and over again. And then with the inhale, stretch the entire front spine and the waists of the trunk, the armpits, the arms, the fingers. And feel that beautiful abdominal stretch that comes. And then releasing the hands, making our way back up. And Virasana in Padmasana, so Urdhva Hastasana. Turning and twisting to the right, stage 1. And if possible, bringing the hand around, taking hold of the foot and inverting this hand, stage 2. Find the belly button, twisting from the navel. 5 exhales. And back through the middle, preparing for the left hand side, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling across stage 1. And if possible, holding the foot, inverting the hand, stage 2. From the navel, 5 exhalations into the twistingness. And coming back through the middle and releasing our Padmasana. We are going to come to the other side, but first of all, Turning around, Upavishta Konasana, just squeezing the knees back into integration after that first opening. Grip the legs, press the heels down. Squeeze the inner knee to the outer knee to the inner knee, front knee to the back knee to the front knee. And holding that, Yoga Mudrasana. Send the exhale to both front thighs simultaneously and press them down, densify them. And then emerging and ready for Padmasana on the left hand side. So left leg coming in first, and then the right. The strap, always something to keep in a suitcase for those of you who travel and practice. Light, easy, so helpful. Coming down, Supta Padmasana. Lifting the arms, crossing the thumbs, and stretching the arms back. Now with the exhalation, try to press the legs down towards the earth. And with the inhalation, try to move in the opposite direction, stretching the front spine, stretching the waists, lifting the side ribs up, feeling the armpits lengthen, the arms stretching, the fingers stretching. And from those two opposite directions, the legs moving down and away, the arms moving up and back, stretching, we access that incredible abdominal release. Give one good last pull. And then hands back to the mat, making our way up. Back to Padmasana. And yes, Balavajasana. Urdhvastasana. To the right, stage 1. And stage 2. Turn the back ribs. Hand back through the middle. Urdhvastasana. Turning to the left. Stage 1. And if possible, stage 2. Try to access sensation in the back body and turn the back ribs with the twisting. And then coming back through the middle. And removing the strap. Coming out. Okay, keeping the strap, we're going to use it for our arms, turning to our wall. Arm balancings, and then in arm balancings, coming to Padmasana or Ardha Padmasana. So check the distance of your strap, generally inner armpit to the inner armpit. Placing it just above the elbows, really getting that support. So of course it's harder to come closer to the wall and a little bit easier to be a little bit further away. So pick what's going to feel right for you. Straightening the legs. Lifting the left leg up, so the right leg is doing the hopping. Let's hop 3 times. 3 and 2 and 1. Lifting up. Keep pressing down in order to lift up more. And now let's come to Padmasana. So right leg first, and then the left leg. Press down to lift up. And unfolding the legs. And coming back down. Releasing the strap off the arms. Uttanasana, feet spread the width of the mat. Fingertips to the floor by the sides of the feet. And dropping the head down. Breathing smoothly, evenly. Relax the shoulders, broaden them away from the ears. Let the head hang completely. Keep squeezing the knees up, gripping the quadricep muscles up, keeping the heads of the femur bones firmly being sucked into the hip sockets. And then gently coming back down to our mats for the other side. So strap back onto the arms, adjusting if it didn't feel right, if you didn't feel that the strap was supportive, tighten it up a little bit. And spreading our fingers widely, hands becoming our feet, so really broadening the base there. Straightening the legs. This time the right leg is lifting and the left leg is doing the hopping. So we're hopping 3 times and lifting. Hopping and hopping and hop and lift. Pull the outside edges of the feet down towards the hips and push up through the inner foot. Try to even the breath out to relax the face. Press down to lift up. And now we're going to come to Padmasana with the left leg and then the right leg, pressing the thighs to the wall, pressing the middle buttocks forward and the lower buttocks towards the knees. Now press down to get taller, that's it, and again press down to get taller, and 3 and 2 and 1. Undoing the legs. And coming down. Bending the knees. Moving the strap. Child's pose. Forehead to the mat. Soft, smooth inhalations and soft, smooth exhalations. Re-lengthen the breath, re-diffuse the breath, re-relax the body. the hands up behind, interlock the fingers together behind the back. Press the tips of the thumbs against each other. Straighten the arms and lift the arms up. The hands coming towards the sky and towards the wall. Continue with that smooth and even aware breath cycle. And with the exhale, press into the shins, into the tops of the feet, in order to, from there, lift the arms up higher and roll the front shoulders back more. And now we're going to bring the arms over to the right. So first we have to move the abdomen to the left, forehead back down to the mat. The arms coming over to the right. Smooth and even breath. Settle into this new opening. And now beginning to refine. Let that bottom arm be the one that's inviting the top arm across more and more. Back up to the middle. Change the interlock of the fingers. Press the tips of the thumbs against each other. Doing the other side now with the other interlock. Redistribute presence evenly into both of the front shins, both of the front feet, and press into them so that the femur bones come into the hip sockets, and that travels into the trunk and helps us to better lift the arms up, to roll the front shoulders open, to explore the shoulders, the upper back. And now we're going to bring the arms over to the left. So we have to move the abdominal area to the right. The forehead comes back to the floor. And the arms over to the left. Connecting with breath again. Even breath. And now accessing that bottom arm, the left arm. Try to roll the front of that left shoulder open. And to actively have the left arm invite and pull that top arm over. And then bring the arms back up. And exhale, releasing child's pose. Let the shoulders relax completely, flowing away from each other into the earth. And then rolling back up. And being in Virasana. Alright, time to grab our chairs, Viparita Dandasana and Padmasana in Viparita Dandasana. Meeting back on the mat. Here we are. Make sure that you take everything that makes it comfortable for you. I kind of just like the brutal hard chair, but if this is too much, putting a blanket here, you can put a block so that your heels are lifted higher, less strain on the back, and you can have a bolster here with a blanket folded on top of it, so that the crown of your head has something to rest on and press onto when you're in the pose, relieving possible tension in the neck. So definitely taking the things that work for you. And then let's go ahead and come in. And place the strap on our legs. So it's helping the outer thighs here to learn to come in so that we don't end up taking back bending actions in the lower back, and we learn to make the middle back and the upper back have more malleability without losing this integrity. Okay, coming in so that we're using the edges of the seat of the chair wisely to guide the sacrum, the tailbone, and the shoulder blade area. Pushing ourselves away so that the legs can now be straight. And then first of all, bring the hands inside the chair and reaching for the legs of the chair, the ones closest to the wall. Soft, smooth inhalations and exhalations. Bearing in mind that we all have our tendencies to either inhale more and have short exhales, or short inhales and really long exhalations. So try to notice the tendencies to count the breath, to be in a rhythm that is supremely even. Keep checking that the face isn't taking on tension or effort from the pose. Bringing neutralness, blandness to those external sensory organs. We'll be feeling more and being more present inside than reacting from the outside. Okay, we're going to move our hands and they're going to come behind us now. So stretching the arms back, bending the elbows, holding onto the elbows. And pulling those elbow tips both back and down. Back and down. Densify the front thighs. Press the heels down. We find the same actions that we experienced in Supta Virasana and Supta Padmasana, where the legs are anchoring and the arms are pulling back. And from those opposite directions, if you will, we're accessing deeper and deeper release of the abdominal area. Soften the eyeballs, don't have them bulge forward, have them recede backwards. And keep pulling with your fingertips on the elbows and pressing the heels down and pressing the front thighs down. Now changing the cross of the arms, resettling. Make sure that your shoulders aren't hunching towards your ears or towards the sides of the neck. If they are, try to broaden them away again. We'll start to be able to access the back body more and more. We can feel the seat of the chair pressing into those back ribs, right underneath the shoulder blades and on the shoulder blades. And now for the next few exhales, we want to help those back ribs press up. So we're going to use the exhale as a tool to kind of pound the back ribs up towards the sky. Over and over again, each exhale. And again. Keep pulling the elbow tips back and down. Heels firm. A few more times, really using the exhale to come into new space in the back body, which is going to bring new space in the front body. And then bring the arms back up, holding onto the railing, bending the legs, feet to the floor, bending the arms, elbows pressing to the seat of the chair as we lift up. And then hands to the chair, moving the buttocks back. And taking a breath here, stabilizing. Okay, moving ourselves back so that we're sitting on the entire seat of the chair. Little Padmasana. And move this strap so that it's right above the knees, spread the feet a little bit wider, and really keeping this integrity here. Turning and twisting to the right. Stage 1, which is holding the back of the seat here. And with the next exhale, going right around the corner of the seat into Padmasana that really activates the shoulder blade. Feel that right shoulder blade. Use the left hand to push and twist. And roll the front of that right shoulder back and press the right shoulder blade forward. Now short little exhales from the belly button. One more. And releasing. Preparing to change side. Padmasana to the left, stage 1. And with the next exhale, traveling around the corner of the chair to shoulder blade Padmasana. So find the left shoulder blade. Use the hand on the railing to push more and roll the front of that left shoulder back and press the left shoulder blade forward. And now short little exhales from the belly button. Last one. And releasing and facing forward. Okay, time for Padmasana in our Viparita Padmasana. So obviously the straps can come off the legs. Adjusting the chair. Okay, rewidening, preparing for our Padmasana for the right side first. Just have the strap there. Right leg coming in, clearing the calf. And the left leg. And so here you kind of have to balance a little bit where you get the strap on. And tighten up. Here we go. Coming in, moving the sacrum towards the wall. Pressing into the legs to let them and help them drop down. Coming over. First of all, bringing the hands inside the chair and reaching for the legs of the chair. Soft, smooth inhalations and exhalations. The exhale, pressing the thighs down. And the inhale, lifting, opening the lungs, the side ribs, the intercostal muscles. And now we're going to bring our arms back behind us. Stretching. And then bending the elbows, holding onto the upper arms. Pulling the elbow tips back and down, pressing the thighs down, pressing the middle buttocks up. And then with the exhale, digging those back ribs and shoulder blades forward to help us better open the side ribs, the armpit chest, the nipple chest. So working with the exhale there. And now changing the cross of the arms. You can lift your head up and place the head on the forearms and press the forearms down with the weight of the skull. At the same time, press the thighs down. At the same time, press the middle buttocks up. Now dig the back ribs in. That's right, dig them up to the sky. That's it, and 3, and 2, and 1. Releasing the arms, hands to the railing. Now we want to move our buttocks back onto the seat as we come up and back and sitting. Okay, and releasing. Come on, strap. There we go. And out. And down. Virasana. So moving back, taking the whole of the seat. Stage 1. With the next exhale, going round the corner. Stage 2. Activate that right shoulder blade. And releasing to the left. Stage 1. With the next exhale, round and stage 2. And back to the middle. Okay, one more of these Padmasanas left. So, prepare everything. Left leg into Padmasana first. And now the right. Strap on as we balance here. Tightening up. And we are ready with the feet tucked in and they should actually, there we go. Okay, moving ourselves towards the wall so that we can then lie back and feel the edge of the seat just underneath the shoulder blades. Pressing the legs down as we drop the head backwards and coming to our first variation, arms threaded inside the chair, reaching for the legs of the chair. Even and smooth, deep, regular breath cycles. Settling to that. Keep pressing the back ribs up, rolling the front shoulders back, pressing the shoulder blades up, both of them. And now coming to our second variation, so bring the arms out, and stretching the arms back, and then bending the elbows, holding on to the elbows. Repress the front thighs down and repress the middle buttocks up. Pull the elbows back and down. With the exhale, with each exhale, dig the back ribs upwards towards the sky. And now we're going to change the cross of the arms. So re-stretch the arms, change the cross. And continue that work. Try to really get deeper and deeper into that abdominal tearing, opening sensation. And then the ribs underneath the breast, also all of that area expanding, lifting, tearing, stretching. Space coming from inside. And then releasing the hands back to the railing, scooting ourselves in a little bit so that we can come up. Breath here, whew, and removing the strap, and legs to the floor. One last shoulder Virasana. So taking the whole of the seat, coming into its first stage, and then all the way around. Press the feet down, lift the chest up, activate that right shoulder blade. And through the middle, to the left. And right around the corner. Press both feet down, lift the chest up. Activate the left shoulder blade. And back to the front. And we can now come out of our chair and move it to the side for a little bit, spreading our mats out. We're going to be coming to Virasana cycle. Virasana, here we are. So tucking ourselves in, taking a wall if needed, of course, and let's begin. Tips of the thumbs touching, ground the head to the floor. A slight presence in the arms. Press the forearms down, lift the shoulders up, feel the upper back engaging, becoming useful. Straightening the legs and lifting to Virasana 1. Keep pressing the forearms down and lifting the shoulders up, squeezing the lats in. The legs are charged continually. The muscles are wrapping around the bones continually. Make sure the inner big toes are lined up, but slightly separate the heels apart. Iron the front thighs towards the thigh bone and press the middle buttock forward. Make sure the outside edges of the feet are coming towards the outer hips, but you're lengthening, pushing up right through the inner foot, underneath the big toe, between the big toe and the index toe, the ball of the foot there, extending up. The legs should be burning. Keep pressing the forearms down and lifting the shoulders up. So the armpits are not becoming caves, they're not going in on themselves. They're kind of puffing out. Smooth and even breath, the face relaxed, impassive. We're going to prepare now to come into Padmasana, the right leg first. And then the left leg if possible. Pressing the thighs back, pressing the middle buttocks forward. Now remember the feeling of the chair on the back ribs. See if you can bring that sensation into your Shirshasana. With the exhale, keep digging the back ribs forward. And 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Releasing the legs and back to Shirshasana. Inner big toes touching, inner heels slightly spread. Press the front thighs back. Press the middle buttocks forward. Make sure you're lengthening up through the inner leg, the big ball of the foot. And pulling the outer edges of the feet down towards the hips. The legs should be burning. And now Padmasana with the left leg. And then the right. Kneecaps to the sky. Use the feet to help densify the front thighs back. Remember our Padmasana in Viparita, Dandasana on the chair. Press the middle buttocks forward, the front thighs back.
Keep the forearms firm and the shoulders lifted. And now recreate the feeling of the chair on the back ribs and the shoulder blade area. With every exhale, press them forward. Lift the shoulders up and press the shoulder blades forward. Press the ribs underneath the shoulder blades forward. And again, press. One more. And then releasing the legs. Virasana 1. Relift the shoulders, reach out to the legs. Almost there. Both the outer hips towards each other. And 3, and 2, and 1. Lowering down. Keep the shoulders lifted as you lower. Yoga Virasana and Virasana, stretching the arms forward, the palms facing each other. Inhabit that inner space evenly and fully everywhere. And then coming back up. Alright, Virasana 2 now. And Virasana. We started class with lots of Virasanas. Getting those knees open, so threading them back in now. So we're going to move, make sure that you're right at the front of the mat, unless of course you're using a wall. Alright, tripod. So the hands going underneath the blanket, fingers spread really well. Remember, our hands are becoming our feet. Crown of the head to the floor. Don't let the elbows widen. And when you're ready, lifting up. Charge the legs upwards. Inner big toes touching. Inner heels slightly spread away from each other. Bending the knees into Virasana. Pointing the toes. Press the front thighs back and the middle buttocks forward. Dig the back ribs in. And then coming back up to Virasana 2. Bend the knees towards the face and come back down. Child's pose. Exhale, relax and melt completely into the ground. Relax the jaw, relax the tongue. And then rolling back up. All right, so you can see where this is headed. We're going to do the same thing, and we're going to drop over, finding a back bend from Virasana 2. and then we'll come down from the back bend and come into a Padmasana, and then we'll come up and come into a Uttanasana with feet spread the width of the mat. So if that just sounds crazy to you, you come up again in Shirshasana 2 and you practice Virasana in Shirshasana 2, and then you'll extend the legs back up, come back down, rest in child's pose, and then come back up again whilst we're doing that until we're all finished together. Okay, so here we go. Hands in position. Ground the head to the floor. Scoop the outer elbows in. And lifting Shirshasana 2. Charge the legs. Bend the knees now. Finding Virasana. Press the front thighs back, the middle buttocks forward. Find those back ribs where the chair was, and exhale them forward over and over again to help open the chest. And for those who are dropping down, we're using that exhale and those movements to help us drop down. Here we go. And down. Scoop the outer elbows in again. Turn the toes in towards each other, the heels out slightly. Lift the toes up and lift the shins to the knees. And now we're going to press into the hands and straighten the arms. And 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Coming back down all the way. Rolling up. Feet off the mat. Arms extended. Padmasana. Steady pull. And 2. And 1. Widening the feet to the width of the mat. Fingertips to the mat, dropping the head down. Reaching for the back of the heels, Uttanasana. And releasing. Okay, one more time, one last time. Shirshasana 2, Virasana, dropping over, Padmasana, Uttanasana. And if you're kind of almost there but not quite there, remember being close to the wall always helps. And you could always go over, have your feet against the wall and bring one foot down at a time, just playing with that sensation. Okay, last one, here we go. Shirshasana 2, charging the legs. Outer elbows in, lats in. Virasana in Shirshasana. Digging those back ribs in now. Lifting the shoulders up, digging the back ribs in, pressing the front thighs back, moving the middle buttocks forward, using those actions to drop over. Bring the outer elbows in towards each other again. Toes in, heels out, middle buttocks pressing to the sky, and ready to lift. Lift the toes up, lift the shins upwards, head back, and 3, and 2, and 1. Coming back down, and rolling up. Feet off, legs extended, Padmasana. 5, 4, and 3, and 2, And one. Feet spread the width of the mat. Placing the hands underneath the feet. Padmasana. Relax the face, the brain. Broaden the shoulders. Keep gripping the knees up, gripping the thighs up, sharpening the femur bones. And then coming out. And up. Okay, doesn't that feel fantastic? It is now time for some Supta Virasana. So we can move our Shirshasana stuff out of the way, take a strap, move your mats back into the wall, and let's come and lie down on our backs. From Supta Virasana, the sacrum moving towards the heels. Taking our strap, making sure we have a little loop in our strap. And bending the right knee. Supta Virasana. 1. With the arms above us. Even here in our Supta Virasana, feel the back ribs pressing up, the shoulder blades pressing up. Iron the front thighs to the thigh bones. And then bringing the leg back up. Release. Supta Virasana. Feel your back body. Make sure it's evenly distributed on the mat. And Supta Virasana on the left hand side. Keep stretching the armpits open. Keep lifting the ribs off the side lungs. And then releasing. Supta Virasana. And now bending the knees, feet to the floor. Bring the outer right ankle on the top of the left thigh. Coming in, thread the arms underneath the calf. Lift up and bend the inner elbows around the calf. The hands are separated, the arms are separated. Pull more with the left arm. Releasing the right arm out and bringing the right arm behind the head, joining, holding hands, extending the left leg to the sky. And lowering the left leg, the thigh rolling in as we lower the leg. Finding the wall, finding the floor, heel pressing down, sole of the foot pressing into the wall. Use the exhale to move more and more deeply into that right hip, right sacroiliac area. Move with gravity towards the mat, and 2, and 1, and releasing, Supta. Bending the knees, feet to the floor, outer left ankle on the front of the right thigh. Lifting up, bring the arms through, inner elbows folding around the outer shin. And applying more pressure with the right arm. And now bringing the left arm out, winding it around behind our heads, holding hands, and extending the right leg to the sky, and then lowering it down with control. The sole of the foot finds the wall and the heel finds the floor. Iron the front thigh down, press the heel down, press the sole of the foot to the wall. And send the exhalation to that left hip, left groin, left sacroiliac area. Going with gravity, not resisting it, letting gravity help us to go deeper and deeper there. And then releasing. And letting go. Okay, Japa Padmasana, so I'm turning this way so that we can use the long edge of the mat with the arms. And we have the strap, so let's also use the beauty of the strap around the legs. Tightening up. Hands holding the mat, pressing down and away so the arms are vibrant. We'll bring the legs to the left, so we twist to the right. Inhale. Exhale, knees to the left elbow. And exhale, twisting the trunk and the head to the right. Dig those back ribs in even here. And now let's find the navel and shift the breath. So, we got some fighting dogs outside. Okay, shift the breath so you have little exhales from the navel. And back to the middle. Recalibrate, make sure you feel even. Inhale and exhale the knees to the right elbow. Inhale and exhale the trunk, the head to the left. Keep the arms vibrant, pressing down in the hands and away from each other to help the arms have purpose. Find those back ribs, find the shoulder blades, press them up. And now let's be present in the navel with short little exhales from the navel, increasing our twistingness. Here we go. And bring the legs back up. And exhale. And releasing feet to the floor. Whoops, let's take the strap off first. There we go. Padmasana. So lying on your right hand side, let's actually move the mat. And just a little bit away here. And the trick is to bring this right elbow to the back right corner. And then to move the hips forward to the front edge. And then to extend the legs and the feet back towards the left corner. So you're making an arching shape. That's it. And then much more easily we have the balance there. We feel this beautiful opening, settling into that. Smooth and even inhalations and exhalations. And now let's bend this left leg. Hold on between the big toe and the index toe, straightening the leg. Smooth and even breath cycles. The front face receding backwards. Out stage by stage. And turning to the left hand side, Anantasana. So the left elbow comes back to that left corner. We move the hips and buttocks forward, and then the legs and the feet go back. Long, soft, smooth inhalations and exhalations. And now bending that top leg, placing the two fingers between the big toe and the index toe, and extending. Even out the breath. And then bending that knee and coming up through our stages and releasing. Okay, last and final pose before Shavasana, Viparita Karani, with our legs up against the wall. So we want a bolster, a blanket, and a block, and the wall. Gathering all of those things and meeting, and maybe a strap, and meeting back here. Okay, so here we are. We have the bolster. We have the block sandwiched between the bolster and the wall. And this blanket can have two purposes, depending on your vehicle. Either you can have it on top of the bolster, even doubled up, which is going to make the pose much more extreme, the opening much more extreme. And if you get into that and you realize, oh, I'm not liking that, and your shoulders aren't even touching the mat, then you would bring this down and you would have it here, making this part of the pose more accessible and comfortable for you. So picking what works for you. And then the strap is to just put around the outer edges of our feet. So you want to just prepare a little loop, and that will just mean that the feet and the legs can relax more profoundly, not have to think of staying together or not sliding apart. Okay, so I'm going to go for a little bit of height, and we're coming in sideways. Getting in as close to the wall as possible. Alright, before we lie back, let's put the loop on our feet. And tighten up. And then coming back. And the arms either extend to the side or bent at the elbows like mine. Find those back ribs right underneath the shoulder blades and the shoulder blade area and press them up. And now we're going to close the eyes and we'll be here in this active Viparita Karani for 3 minutes. So often we do Viparita Karani as a kind of shavasana, but this one is like the true blue, if you will. We're really doing height so that we're really getting that curvature. So it is active and we will be doing shavasana afterwards as our relaxation and letting all of the work settle. Being here in Ujjayi one breath and taking the time to count the length of the inhale and to count the length of the exhale so that we're aware of evenness and unevenness the moment it comes in, using the breath as the meditational tool of focus within the shape that the vehicle has been placed in. Front thighs continually pressing towards the wall. Outer edges of the feet coming down towards the hips. The entire abdominal area is pooling towards the lower back, but the front ribs are lifting high, the intercostal muscles are broadening, the side ribs are lifting off the lungs. And this is further being penetrated by the action of the back ribs and those shoulder blades which are pressing up. And now we're going to bend the knees and bring the legs to Padmasana. And for the next few exhalations, sending the stream of the exhalation to the abdominal area. Really inviting it to melt more and more profoundly towards the lower back. And you'll know when it's really melting, you'll feel it from inside. And from outside you'll sense a bowl shape happening, more and more a bowl shape. As all of the organs rest and release downwards. And preparing to exit this beautifulness now. So strap off the feet and we're pushing ourselves backwards. Right side, left side, right side, left side, until our lower back is completely resting on the floor. And then we're just taking that extra blanket, whether it was here or on the bolster, bringing that for the neck and head, taking the height that works best for you. The ankles are crossed, making sure that our buttocks are moving towards the bolster so that our lower back in every way is completely supported and our abdomen in every way is completely softening, melting, and being restored, rejuvenated. Extending the arms diagonally away. Shoulders back, all nervousness and little ticks in the hands, just releasing, quieting. The muscles of the face also quietening. The eyelids resting. Shavasana. going to prepare to change the cross of the ankles. And in this second half of Savasana, feeling the porousness, the openness, just adding a very simple thought with each inhale, light, cosmic light, entering through that now porous, relaxed vehicle, organs, bones, body cells, filling it, rejuvenating it with pure life source. And every exhale, release of that which is impeding that light, which is impeding that healingness. Inhaling in life force, exhaling out everything which may be blocking life force. Just imbuing the breath with purposefulness, keeping the breath soft, but feeling its richness, open to that, inviting of that, receiving of that grace. And then gently bringing the hands to rest on the abdomen. The eyelids opening to the sky. And rolling over. Coming back out. Taking a final seat. Just a moment of giving thanks. Hariom Tat Sat. Coming back to the thighs, the head lifting, the eyes opening. Welcome back. Our practice is complete. Hope you can let me know how this was for you.
Enjoy the day, the week, be well, look after yourselves, look after each other. See you back on the mat soon. Namaste.